Hey everybody, my name is DeLauren and today I'll be doing a review on the iPhone 13 for sports photographers. Everybody loves it, unboxing. I'm actually shooting on the 13 right now, so the phone is already out, it's unboxed. But typical iPhone things, pretty presentation. They gave me the lightning cable, no box. I don't know why they do that, I don't understand it, I hate it, but everything looks good. I actually had the phone brought to me by a family member mid-game, so I was shooting with my Lumix G7. After halftime, somebody brought me the phone, and I started shooting with the 13 immediately. I picked it up and I could not put it down. And the camera will ask you a shooting preference, so it'll ask you if you want to shoot in a vivid, a warm, a cool, or a contrast, high contrast kind of mode. I picked the contrast just really to see how far I could push the camera, to see if I'm shooting in the contrast mode in cinematic, would it give me like a grainy kind of image back, and it didn't. Honestly, I was incredibly impressed. It focused on the subjects. Sometimes with the AF tracking, it did get lost just because everyone is moving fast, but I really loved where you can go into editing just like a regular edit, where you trim the video in your setting. You can key point different frames where you want to put the focus. So let's say the focus needs to be on the person dribbling the ball. Although the camera has keyed in on the defender, you can go back in the settings, edit it, and put the focus on the person dribbling the ball. So with my Lumix G7, just for a comparison, sometimes this camera, it can't focus. It's too slow, it doesn't find focus. Sometimes I shoot professional sports, Division I basketball, and with the man, it just can't focus sometimes, it gets lost. So when you're in a regular video, just like the one I'm shooting in now, I'm able to adjust what I'm shooting in, so HD or 4K, 24 frames, 30 frames, 60 frames. Right now I'm shooting in 4K, 24 frames per second, and I think it looks pretty good. I have a ring light behind me. This is actually a green screen, and I think the camera's doing pretty good just holding its own weight. Another thing with the cinematic mode is you can shoot at a 1-point zoom or a 3x zoom. At that 3x zoom, you aren't able to switch between the 1 or the 3 while you are shooting, which is kind of inconvenient because if you're sitting under the rim and someone's coming towards you, you aren't able to zoom out to make sure to get the full frame of someone going up for, let's say, a layup, which can kind of be inconvenient. But let's say you're on the floor and you get the right angle and you are someone who's quick, then it shouldn't be an issue for you. You shouldn't miss your shot. However, in the cinematic mode, sometimes things can get really shaky, so I do recommend, if you are going to use the iPhone 13 as a shooter, get you a handheld tripod, one of the small grids, because there's a lot of technology, just like the smartphone gimbals now, where you're able to create some pretty natural movements and really just some pretty cool shots from the technology that they're creating from phones. And you're also able to buy grips now that are just like the cameras, and you can attach them to your phone, which I think is pretty impressive. I think it's pretty nice to be able to attach a grip to my cell phone. I've already talked a little bit about my Lumix G7, but I am going to include some of the film and do a side-by-side for you guys, just so you can see truly which one you may like more. I think that you can definitely tell the difference between the two cameras, but I think there isn't one that I prefer more personally. So the game that I was shooting at, I didn't have one client. This wasn't something that I needed to go back and heavy edit. This is something where I'm just at the game, somebody's performing well, I record it, upload it to Twitter, such and such had a great game, they were able to score 3 back-to-back threes, something of that nature, and it's just something straight up to Twitter. If you're somebody who wants to post immediately, let's say you're a scout, maybe you're a coach, and you want to film your team, you want to film a client, you want to film someone you're scouting and be able to send this out quickly, then the iPhone 13 is definitely for you. You can get some quality videos from this. And lastly, I want to jump into who I think this camera is for. I think the iPhone 13 is for beginners. If you want a camera where it's convenient, you can pull it out at any given second, you can use it all the time, get your iPhone 13. It's probably just, as simple as an upgrade to your phone bill. And if you're somebody who's maybe you're interested in photography, but you aren't quite sure you want to make the investment yet, you can get this iPhone 13 in the meantime, learn the ins and outs of photography or videography, and save up while you're also doing what you love, while you're learning about something you're very passionate about. I got my Lumix G7 for maybe $500-$600 retail with an extra lens, and it's a great beginner's camera, but it lacks in some areas that I truly didn't understand before I understood the in and outs of photography and videography. And I wish I knew those things before just jumping into it. But I feel like you get the iPhone 13, you can truly take your time into learning things, investing in a camera. It's worth your money instead of just buying something just to get started. Alright, well, that's all I have for you guys. Like, subscribe, comment. Please leave your Instagram name, Twitter names. I love to go follow you guys, have conversation with you guys, and just get to know you. If you decide in investing on the iPhone 13, or maybe you know something that I didn't mention and maybe it can help someone else, please comment it. I'm all for helping everybody. I'm all for getting to know new people. So thank you so much for tuning in.